At 19 years old, Yoon Young dedicates herself to studying for a crucial civil service examination while balancing multiple part-time jobs. Though she dreams of attending university like her peers, her primary focus remains supporting her deaf mother. She is willing to sacrifice everything to reach her objectives. However, despite her compassionate and gentle nature, a sequence of tragic circumstances results in her incarceration. The young woman who was once viewed as a victim ultimately transforms into a murderer. She's now identified solely as Prisoner 2037 rather than by her given name. In happier times, Yoon Young would delight her mother Kyung-suk by bringing her beloved sticky rice cake and motivating her to work on her speech skills. Communication becomes especially vital given her father's absence and the importance of staying connected when apart. While Kyung-suk initially shows reluctance due to the difficulty, she eventually commits to practicing for her daughter's benefit. While managing her hearing-impaired and asthmatic mother's care, Yoon Young maintains employment at a restaurant, diligently saving funds for her civil servant aspirations. During conversations with friends about their own challenges, including one who narrowly failed a government exam, the film subtly demonstrates the immense pressure and emotional burden Yoon Young shoulders. The narrative takes a dark turn when Yoon Young encounters a devastating trauma. During one evening, her mother's boss sexually assaults her, subsequently threatening harm to her mother should she reveal the incident. Driven by desperation and the need for self-defense, Yoon Young fatally strikes him with a rock to safeguard both herself and her mother. Unfortunately, the legal system proves complex and unsympathetic to her circumstances. Authorities reject her self-defense claim since the deceased attacker, Kim Chol-min, cannot provide testimony, making it nearly impossible to substantiate the sexual assault or validate her response. This leaves Yoon Young confronting harsh legal realities. While her mother expresses profound concern, Yoon Young attempts to comfort her by requesting she avoid seeking assistance from organizations or individuals offering pity. She refuses to be perceived as a victim by society, despite feeling the full weight of her actions. The court ultimately delivers a 5-year prison sentence, determining her actions didn't constitute self-defense. Prison life introduces Yoon Young to a brutal environment populated by hardened criminals. The atmosphere remains tense, with frequent conflicts, particularly involving inmates like Hae-soo, who struggles with anger management. Despite the hostile surroundings, certain women, including Big Sis, provide support in their unique ways. The demanding prison routine quickly becomes apparent as Yoon Young learns about prison labor, which offers minimal compensation, barely sufficient for basic necessities. Though frightened and disoriented, fellow inmates encourage her adaptation to this harsh reality. As relationships develop, inmates share their tragic histories, explaining their incarceration. One woman's story involves setting fire to a drunk driver's house after he killed her son and fled, resulting in the deaths of 5 sleeping family members. Another inmate was imprisoned for adultery just 1 month before the law's abolition. A third prisoner worked as both a pimp and prostitute, roles society deems immoral. The final inmate faces fraud charges, though she's become a role model due to her intelligence and responsible prison behavior. Yoon Young maintains correspondence with her mother, apologizing for her mistakes and urging self-care while learning to navigate prison communication restrictions. Her health begins declining, causing fellow inmates concern, until the revelation emerges: Yoon Young is pregnant. This discovery triggers intense emotions and debates throughout the prison. Upon learning of her pregnancy, Yoon Young attempts suicide and abortion, terrified of carrying a permanent reminder of her brutal rape. Prisoners argue whether she should keep the baby, with some displaying bitterness while others show empathy. These discussions unleash explosive arguments revealing guilt, anger, and helplessness. The pregnancy news devastates Kyung-suk, who desperately wishes to visit, but Yoon Young refuses all contact, leaving her mother heartbroken and powerless. Prison life remains treacherous, with violent inmates creating constant threats. Some prisoners suggest seeking media attention or civic group support to generate public sympathy for early release, but Yoon rejects this approach, fearing additional shame for her suffering mother. The warden reassigns Yoon to a new work division involving inspection of incoming prison goods, ostensibly offering better compensation and medical office access, though it appears more like a control mechanism. During conversations with her mother, Yoon expresses deep concern for her well-being, reassuring her about receiving good behavior credit, reducing her sentence to 1 year, and permission to study. These interactions reveal Yoon's emotional burden as she attempts protecting her mother from additional pain. Medical examinations reveal disturbing information. Despite reaching 6 months of pregnancy, the baby weighs only 300 grams. The doctor explains the baby is hiding because it senses Yoon's emotional rejection. Her mental state profoundly affects the pregnancy, with inner conflict manifesting physically. Fellow inmates react with surprise to news of her 6-month pregnancy, initially joking about the baby hiding before recognizing the situation's gravity. Older inmates assume nurturing roles, offering food and warmth, demonstrating that kindness persists even in harsh prison environments. At her retrial, prosecution argues her actions cannot constitute self-defense, maintaining that excessive force following sexual assault does not provide valid legal defense. Yoon delivers a raw, heartbreaking final statement, admitting to the killing while insisting on the truth of her sexual assault, despite potential jury disbelief. She expresses longing to complete her sentence and return to her mother, hoping to resume normal life while acknowledging prison's terrifying reality. The verdict brings unexpected mercy. While not fully accepting her self-defense claim, the court acknowledges the encounter's violent and coercive nature, reducing her sentence to 1 year. As Yoon approaches labor, fellow inmates provide surprising tenderness, discussing potential baby names and deeper personal struggle meanings. Labor complications create life-threatening situations for both mother and child. The story's emotional climax features heartfelt letters Yoon writes to fellow inmates, expressing gratitude, hopes, and regrets. She reveals deep affection for these women who impacted her life differently, wishing them well while confronting possible death during childbirth. The narrative concludes with uncertainty regarding Yoon's fate, but her letters emphasize themes of love, sacrifice, and redemption possibilities even under the most challenging circumstances. The story demonstrates how mutual support during difficult times helps people discover strength and comfort through shared experiences.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe for more recaps. See you next time.